story, Spado, the accidental gangster. And if you're new here, please subscribe. Great pick, thank you. You like that? All right. Hi, Ewin Letty, welcome. Appreciate you being here. I got a lot to talk about today, folks. But first, for those of you who remember, last week when I discovered that Netanyahu was going to visit President Trump at the White House again, I said something will happen immediately after that visit regarding Iran. And I was right because Trump's boss, Netanyahu, gave him the orders. And guess what? Now another warship is on its way to Iran. Folks, personally, I hope I'm wrong, but we're heading for a war with Iran. So far, Iran has refused to negotiate, seems like. So anyways, I was the first one to say that, and I was right. You know, folks, I want to get my driver's license. Hang on. You know, I want to tell you, folks, with your comments are so intelligent, okay? They could really use you, especially in Arizona with what's going on with Nancy Guthrie, okay? Now, the reason I got my driver's license is because I thought there was a chip in it, but I don't see it. No, there is no chip. So, again, somebody was writing in the comments because I spoke about this real ID issue that I thought was crazy because we all have driver's licenses. But there's another side of the coin. They say they're doing this for voter registration to stop immigrants from voting. So that might work. I don't know. But I'd like you folks to leave a comment regarding that there. Me, I personally think it's just another avenue for our government to come and get more money out of us. Now, it cost me $37 to get my real ID here in California. Folks, I don't know how much other states are charging, okay? If you're from another state besides California, please leave me a comment and let me know how much, all right, you had to pay for your real ID if you got it. All right? Hello, Julian. How are you? Big boy, how you doing? Do you have fried chicken? No. Tennessee, how are you, my friend? I love Tennessee. I've been there. I'm going back there again very shortly. Okay? Yeah, you're right. People, you know more about the real ID than I do. But, you know, although I have a passport also, I had to go and show them my passport and I had to show them my birth certificate. Okay? Plus, I had to show them uh, mail that I received at my residence, uh, so I showed them a few pieces of mail. Okay? Uh, Thank you. I hug you all back. I love you, folks. And that's the only reason why I come here and I do these shows to give you my advice. Alright? You know, it's really deplorable that we're going to have another government shutdown. Okay? Now, I don't care which side of the you're on. If you're red, you're going to blame the Democrat. Okay, if you're blue, you're going to blame the Republicans. And you know what? You both are right. Yes, you're both right. Okay? It's both their faults because they, as grown adults, cannot sit down to make a deal. They do not care how long the shutdown is, who it affects, because it does not affect them. So you know who's the idiots, folks? All right? I hate to say it. You and I are the idiots. Okay? Yeah, Fred. I know that, buddy. Huh? You win? I know other countries are not fond of the United States. Okay? No. We're not the country that the whole rest of the world thinks. Wanderer, thank you for hitting that thanks button. Okay? I really appreciate that, Wanderer. Folks, there is a thanks button, and if you could help me, all right, that helps support my channel. Okay, so anybody could do anything, all right? All right? Wanderer is such 20 bucks. It really helps out a lot, folks. You might not think it does, but whatever anybody could afford, all right, it's definitely appreciated. All right, and don't forget, hit that subscribe and like button. Okay. Now let's get back to this government shutdown. Okay, and they're talking about inflation went down. The stock market's higher than it's ever been. How many of you folks have money in the stock market? How many of you folks live off the dividends of money that you have in the stock market? All right? Wanda's still figuring out PayPal, huh? Yeah, folks, I do have a PayPal account that it's in the link to it is in my profile, and just hit there on the link, and you're able to send me money that way too. So, I uh, boy, that $20 really lifted me right up. All right, do you know LP? Yes, I know Michael. Okay, uh, that's a whole nother story. If you know Michael Frank's age, and I. Have been on Vlad. He went on Vlad. He said some bullshit about me. All right. And then Vlad had me on, and I went. And I had paperwork to back up everything that I had to say. But since then, Michael and I have buried the hatchet. You'll see he was on Grant Cardone, had him on his show on X, it's called Twitter, X, whatever it's called. Okay. And, you know, he acknowledged me very, very nicely. He did, and, said that I've been friends with the family for 50 years, which I was. Okay. Uh, but we're not here to talk about Michael today. All right. This government shutdown pisses me off. Okay. And it's all over ice. And those of you who've seen Pam Bondi, she is the worst attorney general that we've ever had in history. Now, you might not like me saying this, folks, but I'm going to tell you the way I call it. You see, I don't like people who go and kiss out and kiss ass. If you've seen her, Every word out of her, every other word out of her mouth was Donald Trump, our president. Okay? And then if you listen to Holman, okay, every other word he said is Donald Trump. They got their noses so far up Trump's butt, I don't know how he can go to the bathroom. Okay? All right? Thank you, Golden Eye. Appreciate that. Bondi, Bovino. Oh boy. I don't know who picks Trump's cabinet. All right? Maybe it was President Stephen Miller. All right? What are they doing to Stephen Miller? Not a damn thing. Okay? And then you see that text that the post that President Trump put on his Truth Social account, okay, showing Obama and his wife as apes. That was deplorable. All right? And then his press secretary comes out with one excuse, and then he comes out with another excuse. Neither one of them were correct. They both lied about it. All right? They both lied. He said it was one of his staff posted it at 11:44 at night. Trump's in bed, laying in bed with his phone doing that. Okay? Cash, you're asking me who I am. I'm Ori Spado, the accidental gangster. Okay? Who am I? What is an accidental gangster? From insurance salesman to Hollywood fixer. It's all here in my book. Huh? Anthony, I never talked about nobody. And I still don't talk about anybody. So, where on the streets are you, Anthony? Because you're definitely not in New York. Because I'm welcome back in New York and any place that I want to go. Okay? Because I went away and I did my time like a man. You want to be an idiot and come and ask me these stupid questions because you're just jealous. Okay? You're jealous of who the hell I am. There's no need to be jealous. Be who you are. Try to be a man. You don't know what a man is. Okay? If you buy my book, my paperwork's all in the back of my book. My indictment, my plea deal, my motions, everything. It's there. Okay? Thank you, Uncommon. Tell these guys to be respectful. Okay? Disrespect really irritates me, as you all know. Okay? Now, folks been looking at Donald Trump when he's on TV. He's not looking good. His face is, I'm looking at him right now. His face is bloated. He's losing hair. Still got a lot more than I do, though. I gotta admit that there. Okay? But, I don't know. They said he had a mini stroke. I don't know if it's true because he doesn't share none of that information with anybody. All right? And you folks leave me a message. All right? Leave me a comment and tell me. Okay? What do you think Donald Trump is not feeling too well here? All right? I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Because there's other people talking, and doctors talking and saying his hands and his legs are swollen. Folks, that could be something with a heart, with a circulation. Because at one time, my legs were swollen. All right, and I'm on a special medication for that. Okay, for my cardiologist. So I'm well aware of that, and you know, and that could be serious. And, I'm just sick and tired. I'm at the age of 81 years old. All my friends, almost all my friends are dead, okay, or in prison. And No, it's just something that we have to contend with the older we get in life. Okay? So, folks, please subscribe to my channel and try to hit that like button. It don't cost you a penny. I don't understand why. It's just not me, it's other channels. I watch and see what they're doing in other channels. People just don't hit that like button, but yet they want to listen. Okay? You never know what I'm going to come out with. Okay? But I come out with the truth. And from my experience as a gangster on the streets of what I feel is going on. I'm right most of the time, but sometimes I'm wrong. And when I'm wrong, I admit it. It's like I was wrong about the Bitcoin, okay? That it was not traceable. Then I found out that it was. I came back and I told you that I was wrong. All right? I have no problem admitting that. Now, let's get. I can't stop a government shutdown, and neither can you. It all has to do with us wearing the mask and all that shit. And folks, you've heard me say it before. I would go in an alley and go up against the 10 toughest gangsters there are. Maybe I get the shit kicked out of me, but I would do it. But you know what? I could see their faces. If I had to walk in an alley and see only two of those guys, I would think they're aliens from another planet. All right? What do you think? I mean, look at the way they look. That's scary the way they look. And like all other law enforcement, they should have to abide by the same rules. That's my feeling. So tell me what you think. Leave it in a comment. Are they scary to you? I'm all for it. He closed the border. We got no new people coming in. That's great. But how they handled and implemented all because of Stephen Miller. He wants high numbers. He wants to get more numbers than Obama did. Well, they're not going to get that. Okay? Obama didn't have the problem going into jails and taking out the illegals, going into prisons and all that. Why do they have the problems? They want to blame it on you got Batman. If Trump's lips are moving, he's lying. I have learned now, and I voted for him. I'm upfront and honest. I voted for him. But now I know if he says something, think the opposite because he's lying. All right? He's not the only one. Your congressmen, your senators, all your politicians, the same way. Okay? I'm listening to these people who are running for governor here in California. Okay? I happen to like Steve Hilton, but what I don't like about Steve Hilton, he's trying to imitate Donald Trump. On the first day in office, I'll do this. On the first day of office, yeah, he's going to do everything, all right, that's going to fix everything that's wrong in California first day of office. You know that's not going to happen, and I know it's not going to happen because he's got 24 hours in a day, the same as we do. All right? He's no different there. Nobody is. I'm so fed up with our political system, how they have divided the United States of America. Okay, is no longer the United States of America. It's the divided States of America. And where the division begins is right there in Washington, D.C., from the president to the U.S. House of Representatives, to the congressmen, okay, and right down to the state governors, all the officials below them. It's all bullshit, okay? And who has to pay the price? You and I, okay? Congressmen and senators still get their pay when there's a government shutdown, but their staff does not get paid. Their staff don't get paid. TSA don't get paid. Airline controllers don't get paid. The military doesn't get paid, but they get paid. We're paying them to lie, and they continue to get paid. Not only that, they're going on vacation today. They're not even going to be in Washington, D.C., and there's going to be a government shutdown. All right? Now, let's talk about Nancy Guthrie. It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks, folks, that she's missing. Now, forgive me, I can't remember which one of you left me a comment. But that night that she left, she was at her daughter's, which is not even like a mile down the road or something like that. I don't know exactly how far. But they put her into an Uber to send her home. She's an 84-year-old woman. Why would you put your mother into an Uber when you can get in your car right down the road? You can walk her home. And they didn't do that. A lot of other things, okay? And it's day 13 today, and it's Friday the 13th. Folks, hit that subscribe button, like, and share. Now, they're showing this picture of somebody. They're saying he's a dummy. They're calling him a dummy, okay, who was trying to hide the camera with bushes and so forth. And I don't think it's a dummy. I think somebody is a mastermind on this and planned this thing, and he got it down to a T. I think whoever's doing this put a lot of thought into this. Because, folks, the normal way when there's an abduction like this, the people want a ransom. Why are you sending notes to TMZ and local TV networks, all right, and try to get a ransom to get back to the family? It's got to be somebody that's familiar with networks, with national networks. Because this is the most perplexing thing, all right? And the fact that they're not showing proof of life leads me to believe that Nancy Guthrie is no longer with us. And folks, I hope and I pray that I'm wrong. But I don't know. I don't know. Tell me what you think, folks. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Oh, you love my book. Thank you so much, Wanderer. And cookies. There again with the Epstein files. There again. I truly believe that when Trump did run for office and said he was going to show them, he meant to. But the very first person that visited Donald Trump, again, was Netanyahu. Do you know that Netanyahu controls 60% of the billionaires that we have in the world? In the world, okay? 60% of them are Jewish, and he controls them. I think he gave Trump the order, told him he can't show them. He can't give the names of those people. Okay? Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that, honey. Okay? I got released earlier, George. What the hell, George, do you know about my sentence? Okay? What do you know how much time I even got? I had a minimum mandatory sentence guideline, George. You're so smart. What do you know about a minimum mandatory sentencing guideline? Just what it says. Minimum mandatory of 60 months. Okay? Only one way to break that, George, is to inform. I didn't inform. I did every single day of my time. People come here, like this George, that other idiot that was here earlier. Okay, they don't know the meaning of respect. Why do you even come here? You want to put me down? Come to my door, my friend. Try to do it in person. Okay? I would love that. Seriously, I would. And if you got to fly in to Los Angeles, buy yourself a one-way ticket. That's all you need. Okay? You don't need, because you won't go back. You understand what I'm saying to you? Okay? You want to find out who I really am? Huh, George? Huh? This guy knows when I got released. Tell me when I got released, George. Okay? Tell me. Well, you can't talk now? You can't write? I swear to God, folks. I hate to put all you good people through this here. Okay? How you doing, Dram? Everything good? All right? I appreciate that, buddy. All right? I just don't understand the accidental part. It was a choice, right? I felt it was accidental. And that's the name and the title of my book. Okay? For those who read my book, they know what it means. Alright? And I understand a lot of you people don't read. I understand a lot of people don't even know how to read. That's another problem we have in this country is our educational system. Okay? He's hating on Anthony. I don't hate nobody, folks. I don't hate the informants like Johnny Franchese, Guy Furtado, Nick, and the other informants. I don't hate them. I don't like them, but I don't hate them. Okay? So don't say that I hate anybody, folks. Okay? Because, hate is one of the most strongest emotional things that there are. The powerful. Hate and love are the two powerful things. And there's not much difference between the two of them. How you doing, Kevin? How you doing, buddy? Hello, Mr. Henry. You saying Trump looks very sickly? Yes. Yes, he is. Hey, did you folks see Pam Bondi in front of the Congress yesterday? Oh boy, she's terrible. They caught her in so many lies, it was pathetic. Folks, I see we're going to have a lot of people here, so I'm going to contribute, all right, that to it. Today's Friday the 13th, so I wish you all the best of luck on Friday the 13th, okay? But it's also a holiday weekend. I had to go to my son's today because he handles all my technology because I don't know anything about technology. And folks, I don't know. Who's from California here? Anybody? You can't, no matter what street you drive on, there's construction, they're cutting trees. All right? Traffic is so horrible here. It's unbelievable. No, folks, I don't know what's happening with our country, but I'm not happy, folks. And you got a love tax now. If you fall in love, you got to pay a tax. Okay? You get divorced, you got to file it, got to pay a tax. They got us coming and going on fees here, fees there, and we, like idiots, don't even know where the money's going. The money's supposed to help this cause, that cause. Okay? Look at how many billions of dollars are missing here in Los Angeles, all right, for the homeless. Okay? And the homeless population is not decreasing, it's increasing every day. And then I seen somebody on YouTube saying rents are the lowest in history in Los Angeles. Where are they going? The lowest in history. Everybody I know is increasing the rents. Oh, what about gas, folks? Okay. Our gas in the last 2 days has gone up 50 cents. All right. Now, the lowest I could find gas is $4.59. Now, I know some of you are paying a couple bucks for it, a couple dollars. We're paying $4.59. Why? Governor Newsom. That's why. Anyways, folks, I can come to you and complain about this shit all day long when I actually want to bring you positive news. Okay? Oh, we talked about the ID, okay? The real ID. Do you know that actually began, Ebony, with George W. Bush? All right, after 9/11. That's how the real ID, it took all these years for it to come into effect, okay? Now there's something about seafood uncertainty. I love seafood. They're showing lobster and shrimp. Now what do we got? Another problem? Oh, all right, everybody, look it. It's a long weekend. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a show. questions and answers. Okay, you can come here and ask me any question you want. And as long as it is respectful question, I will answer each and every question from everybody. That will be tomorrow, folks. So make sure you subscribe and put on your notifications. Thank you. All my love and respect to you. Take care.